thing is my. All right, boys and girls, girls and boys. Here we go, another day, another YouTube video from King Jiffy Coats. Oh, y'all's is a bunch of nice boys and girls. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, we're gonna watch ourselves a video this morning. I have some special treats for you. I am doing video games. Today we're going to be doing a special treat for you all. It's going to be video games that don't exist anymore. Now, or genres that don't exist anymore. I'm curious. I mean, consider me titillated. I am tiddlywonked. I'm ready. And the thumbnail on this is just fucking fire too. Where is the where is it? Look at that. Look at that. 10 dead genres. That's just gorgeous. That's just gorgeous. It looks so good, dude. I'm so excited for this video. What game is this? Ooh. What the fuck is this? Is it like actually an action game or is it just platforming? I haven't seen a single person get punched in the face yet. What is this? Okay, that's gold. That's a skull. Where we got going? What is this, dude? What is this? Hey, Behemoth. That looks fun. That's fine. I didn't see any deaths, so I'm not.
Recently thinking about.
Here we go.
Hi. I've been recently thinking about different kinds of games I've not seen for a while. You know, games that were once very popular, mainstream even, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, I stopped hearing about them at all. And then it occurred to me that all it may be because some of their genres may not exist anymore. I mean, sure, today, when there are literally hundreds of indies releasing daily, no genre is truly dead. But what I mean by not existing in this particular case is not seeing them come out.
I want to see Arkham likes die. I don't want to see that fucking lame-ass Arkham combat anymore. I would be happy to never do that I think it's called freeform combat. Whatever that genre is, the Arkham-like games, I want them to die. I hate that combat so much. It's so spongy. It's so goddamn spongy. The only game it kind of worked in was Arkham Asylum, and I haven't played Arkham City, so I can't tell you if that game is any good. But I know that after I played that, and then I played that fucking that Lord of the Rings game, I was like, oh, it's Batman combat. And then I played the Spider-Man game, and I'm like, oh, Spider-Man is Batman combat. I don't like it. I didn't like that much in the Arkham games, but the aesthetic was really nice. When I played the Spider-Man game, I was like, this is just ruining the gaming experience playing as Spider-Man. It's just absolutely cringing its way into the ecosphere, and I've not liked the Spider-Man games because of it. I mean, there's other problems I have with those Spider-Man games. Like, I don't think the characters are done right, and blah, blah, blah. But the combat is not something that... Because, like, I can't even go and enjoy the combat. I hate the story, and then I like, fucking... The combat's just as bad.
As double or triple A titles, or releasing only every once few years and gaining no real traction among gamers. And it's these genres that I'd like to talk to you about today. And what better place to start than top-down racers? Once a very popular kind of games, especially in the multiplayer scene, keeping friends glued to their screens, sitting at the same couch and...
Well, I think one reason why these died is because we're in such a modern age that why would you play a top-down racer when you could play a like third-person racer? It just makes sense.
Trying to one-up another. These were the games that started off on the very first popular 8-bit systems like NES or C64 and carried on with us all the way to the early 2000s.
I hate this game, bro. I fucking hate this game. I hate it so much. It's not fun. Everything feels like you're sliding around on jizz.
To disappear and never resurface in the mainstream.
Or vaginal fluid, whatever you think is better.
Again. I mean, do you remember how fun it was to play Micro Machines against that buddy of yours? Fighting to cross that screen border before he did, leaving him in the dust just to claim that elusive victory point. Or how
I don't know. Whatever one of these was made by Rare, I hate that game.
Important couch elbow play was. Arguably as important as what was happening on the screen. Or how cool it was trying to push him off the track to overtake him after that extremely difficult turn that both of you always had problems taking at full speed. Yeah. The answer is as simple as it is outdated. It was hella fun. And something that we took...
Can you turn the Gambler off? It's like, yeah, I can do that. Hold on. I know it's been lagging out for a while. It's just like... Hold on. I can turn it off. My PC's just slow. Capture resolution. It's gonna fucking. That slowed it down a lot worse. Jesus. Alright, exit. None. Is that better? Is it still gonna be slow? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea if it's still slow or not. Alright, we're going back to it.
For granted for years until it finally disappeared.
Yeah, it's been lagging bad
what
lately.
Exactly happened,
It's been like
what
really
turn
bad
of
lately.
events made the top-down racers obsolete in a blink of an eye, but one day they were there, and on another all we had were these modern, 3D behind-the-car arcade racers and true-to-life simulations with online mode.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the top-down. Nobody, like, this is very similar to what the top-down was, but you have better control over the vehicle. That's the problem, is you have better... You have better control, you have better abilities to actually do what you want to do with the car. I think this is like, yeah, it sucks that genre is dead, but at the same time, do we care that much? It's like Grand Theft Auto 3 was like, hey, we're not going to do the top-down thing anymore, and everybody was like, cool, we didn't like it to begin with. We didn't hate it, but whatever.
Multiplayer only. I'm not gonna say that emergence of 3D graphics is to blame for it, because Ignition was top-down and in 3D, and it did quite well too, but it's not a false statement either when I say that the more advanced the 3D got over the years, the fewer of these games we had. It's perhaps a weird coincidence and nothing more. Perhaps.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I just think that there's no reason for those games to exist. Like, it's just like, why would you play that racer when you could play the better racer? Hey, like, not I need to leave chat, but I'll have you on TV. Oh, cool, Seymour. I appreciate you even for showing up, buddy. But yeah, dude, there's no way that people actually are like sitting here like wanting a fucking top-down racer again. Those games were ass cheeks.
I think that there's no other genre than FMV adventure games that had such a huge and unexpected boom, and spawned literally dozens of different games in the span of just a couple of years, just to then near instantly disappear and be forgotten. In the early to mid-90s, with introduction of CDs and seemingly near limitless capacity of that storage solution, game designers wanted to make their games bigger, more realistic and involving. And while they could have settled for better storytelling, larger and more populated game worlds, and more intricate puzzles, going for the digital...
I've never played one of these games. I'm not big on the like Telltale games, and I feel like these are just like more of the Telltale games. Now, I could be wrong. You'll have to let me know in chat or whatever if these are, and while you're down there, hit a like. I mean, Seymour, hit a like. Everybody needs to hit a like, but it's one of those things that I just never really drew me to it. And it's the thing is, I've had people in the past tell me, because I'm looking for like, I'm always looking for like a really good first person, like fast action type game with a good story. And people are like, well, you need to play the immersion sim. And I'm like, I really don't like the immersion sim type of like gameplay loop. It's really not for me. I like a I like a crazy FPS game with a good story. And then they're like, well, if you like story, you should play like a Telltale type game or a game like an adventure game. And I'm like, well, I don't like the gameplay of that. And it's one of those things that it's like, I'm constantly looking for an FPS game that can bring me a story that these can, because I don't like the gameplay of these games.
graphics.
And I could be wrong. I could be way off and these aren't like a Telltale game, but you'll have to let me know.
With real actors was easier and faster choice. Not always better, but nearly always
She had nice boobs.
cringe, as they often ended up using unknown and rather bad actors. And sure, while there were some outliers like Under a Killing Moon, its follow-up Pandora Directive or Phantasmagoria and few others, that they were truly fun, well put together and immersive, most games turned out to be either boring and repeatable or clearly made just to cash in on the digitization fab before it faded away. Now, it would be unfair of me to claim that FMV adventure games are an entirely dead genre and that there are no games released in it, but we literally get one or two at most every few years now, like Her Story, Late Shift or Telling Lies for instance, and while they're not bad, and way better than most of these were when the genre was at its heyday, they never gained the popularity necessary to bring back the genre, and to this day, stay comfortably in the realm of obscure.
Yeah, I mean, does anybody really... no, I think a lot of these, I think most of this list is going to be things like, oh shit, wow, dude, that's because nobody liked them really that much. I mean, yeah, they were niche, and there's like a nostalgia for them, and I feel like that's why you'll see one pop up every once in a while, but it's not like... I feel like the whole list is going to be games like that.
And little known games. How could I talk about FMV titles and not mention traditional point-and-click adventure games? I couldn't, so here we are. Between late 80s and late 90s, so a solid 10 years, they were not only one of the most popular and beloved games, but also a genre that was the most robust in terms of number of released titles and spread of themes that they covered. From prehistoric through very popular at the time fantasy and less so realistic, to always fun science fiction and anything in between. Point is, if you were into something, whatever it may be, chances were that there were at least few adventure games touching the subject, and most of all, that they were most likely pretty good. And sure, it could be argued that many, if not most, were very linear and offered a single-time experience only, but that would be an unfair generalization. Especially that there were dedicated and talented studios like LucasArts or Sierra among others that not only made sure that many of their games were playable more than once, but also that they offered deep, engaging and captivating story that many of today's adventure games could still learn from. It's worth pointing out, pun intended, that point-and-clickers are also responsible for...
Wait, is that game Leisure Suit Larry? I feel like this dude's just like picking a bunch of like savage-ass games and then putting them all on screen. I think that was Leisure Suit Larry. I don't know. I've never played Leisure Suit Larry. I honestly thought it was like a newer game. That dude looks like Leisure Suit Larry. I don't know shit about that game.
For later cinematic adventure games that we still get to this day, in the form of games by such great studios as Don't Nod, Telltale or Quantic Dream. And these are some of the most engaging and touching games of the last decade. Life is Strange and Detroit Become Human are the ones I can wholeheartedly recommend. Anyway, to be
Bro, I tried playing Detroit Become Human. That game's boring as fuck. I just don't like this type of genre either. This is another one. It's just boring to me. It's like, if I wanted to watch a movie, I'd watch a movie. It's like... And that sucks because I understand that there is appeal to it, that you're choosing your adventure. But at the same time, it just kind of... I don't know.
Quite honest here with you, we do get an odd traditional game in the genre from time to time to this day even, but they're really rare and most of the time stay within the realm of indie releases, often banking on crowdfunding to be launched. So, while not dead, point-and-clickers are definitely on the prolonged life support. What was the biggest genre of 1990s? It's not an easy question, as there were two major contenders. First-person shooters and real-time strategies. But given that the first is still doing fine, more than fine in fact, and every other game today, whichever the genre it mixes, tends to be utilizing the viewpoint, it's gotta be the latter. And yes, it's the RTSs that I consider to be mainly dead by 2024.
I don't think RTSs are that dead. I don't play RTSs. Again, this whole video is gonna be genres that I don't play. But RTSs for me were never really fun, but I feel like they're still fine. They released like Midnight Suns, that did okay. They released fucking that Aliens game that like, and there's constant RTSs coming out. And like, isn't like the Civilization series RTS in the RTS genre? Isn't like, and they're like fucking huge. My buddy's always playing Civ 6 or whatever. Are those Civilization? I don't know. City builder games? I get the City Builder and the RTS games confused, but I feel like RTSs are still fine.
There's an occasional game released every few years, and a good one even less often than that, but other than these last few efforts, hardly anyone cares about them anymore. Perhaps it's because they evolved into MOBAs, and this became the next big thing, although even they are not as grand as they were a few years back, or perhaps it was video game market's oversaturation, as between late 90s to mid 2000s it felt like every second game released was some kind of an RTS. I mean, Star Trek...
I mean, you look at the fact that, like, Halo Wars, you have, fucking... Everything has a tactics version of it. I mean, every game series has one of these. So, I don't know if it's dead. I mean, they keep showing up every once in a while. I mean, there's something that consistently exists.
Star Wars, whatever the brand you can think of, had its own RTS game or games. And while some were of unquestionably high quality, like Dune 2 and 2000, Warcraft 2, Command & Conquer games, or even StarCraft, that in itself was in large part responsible for spawning of the esports as we know it today, not all were made the same. And between many greats, as many shit nuggets hit and stunk up the entire genre. It's just my guess though, cause I honestly don't know what happened for RTS to be hit so hard to near disappear off the market, but they did, and now they're barely a shade of what they used to be. Which is a shame, as the resource gathering, base building and armies training trifecta of mechanics, while on the surface real simple to grasp and follow, was really difficult to master and hella addicting to most gamers of the time. Present company sadly excluded.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think they're fine. I mean, like RTS games pop up all the time. They're one of the most annoying things ever because I'll see something that looks really cool and it's an RTS game. There's so many of them. Like there's so many of those games. It's not.
Couch co-op games have been dead and forgotten for the most of late 2000s, and then unexpectedly resurrected in the mid-2010s by the likes of Lovers in Dangerous Spacetime or Overcooked games. These are small indie titles perhaps, but ones that did a great job of reigniting the fun that it was to sit among friends in the same room and compete with them or against them, having drinks and a lot of fun. Ever since then, while most of the releases are rather small, they are coming steadily, and we have quite a few decent games that can be enjoyed in the comfort of the elbow wrestling environment today. But one genre that I failed to notice to re-emerge, short of maybe Mario Party games that are relegated to one platform only, are the competitive sports games. You know, the likes of Decathlon or Summer and Winter Games by Epix. Titles that brought us together in front of the screen, allowed us to type our names in, and had us competing.
So, but you like cut out I get that you're trying to find anything to make this video, and this isn't me hating on anybody, but the fact that the Sonic and Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games was fucking fire, and you cut out that whole genre. It's, I don't know. There are people making them, and I get that those are more cartoony, and you're looking more for more realistic, but they still exist.
Indeed.
But I would say that, like, this is a dead genre. You are right. It's just, like, it sucks that you cut out the only thing that would be the argument for there, which was real smart of you. But I just, like, I feel, I do miss, like, the snowboarding and stuff games. Like, there was, like, I can't remember what it was called. It was called, I know there's a couple, but I remember playing, Shaun White's snowboarding, and I fucking loved that game.
Olympic sporting events, seeing who would be a better athlete. In some early cases, it was quite literal, as many of the disciplines required either maniacal joystick waggling or as crazy as that, repeatable opposing keys presses. Both as dangerous to the controllers as they were capable of giving you a carpal tunnel syndrome at young age. Still, as painful as this could be, literally and metaphorically, they were also some of the most fun we could have in a group of friends in the late 80s and early 90s, and something I would like to see come back today, preferably in a less dangerous to gamepad and wrists manner. If you had PlayStation 2 or competing systems at the time, you definitely played Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. In fact, you've played many more extreme sports games, stuff like countless SSX releases or Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX titles, and numerous others not always endorsed by
We do have a new Skate coming out, I guess, and I hear Skate games are really good. So we do have a new Skate. I know Skate 3 was the last one. I think they're doing Skate 4. So, and then they did do a remake of the Tony Hawk game. So at least, like, we are getting these every once in a while. But it isn't. I was saying the same thing about the snowboarding games. You just don't see them as much anymore. They're not, like, on the hunt as they used to be. They're not as popular, and it kind of sucks because these games were pretty fun.
Famous sportsman. It was a time when I felt that there were way too many of these and I couldn't easily distinguish between them, with many of these game series releasing nearly yearly. Now, I'm not a big sports gamer, because I care very little for sports in real life, and I even never got into super popular Tony Hawk's titles either. But I can appreciate a good game for what it is, even if it's not for me, and even if I was never going to be playing it. So, with most of these being rather high quality and pretty fun, it was surprising that they've suddenly disappeared into non-existence around the late 2000s.
You have no idea how much I loved Shaun White's snowboarding. I had it on the PSP. I fucking loved that game. I loved it so much. I think this is Shaun White snowboarding. This is that, or is it the other one? But I was in love with this game. Like, I was in love with the snowboarding game. The skateboarding games were never really my thing, but the snowboarding, oh my god, I fucking love this shit. Dude, it used to make my nipples so hard.
I think that skate games and Shaun White snowboarding may have been the last few made.
It is Shaun White snowboarding, dude. I fucking loved this game, dude. I fucking loved this game. I want this game to come back so bad.
Releases in the genre. I mean, sure, we've got Descenders and Lonely Mountains Downhill in 2018 and 2019 respectively, but that's two small indie titles in how many years? At least 10. They're both pretty good too, and as far as I know were rather well received, so the market is there. What happened to the games though? Maybe while the interest is present, the audience is just not big enough for a triple or even double A release. Or maybe these smaller, dropped every few years or so random games are plenty enough and no more is needed. Hard to tell, but the fact stands that extreme sports games are no more, and once they were everywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about the extreme sports thing too, another thing is that culture's kind of dead. Skate culture really isn't what it used to be. Now, you couldn't go anywhere without skate culture being like the thing. I mean, fucking what's his name? The guy who does ridiculousness. I can't remember his name, but he ran Rob Dyrdek, like Robin Big, and then it was like Fantasy Factory and all of that. He ran fucking MTV, and it was like Jackass and all the skater bro thing was like so big, and it's just died off. It's just not really that big of a thing anymore.
You know what I loved playing in the 90s to get my mind off things? To forget about problems and worries? And no, it was not first-person shooters.
Dude, I'm not the biggest fan of these games. I do like Twisted Metal Black, but I do have to say that the game has a really fun loop. And what David Jaffe did here was like he brought something special to the PlayStation 1. This was a special game to a lot of people. And that's why I think like no matter how much of an annoying shill David Jaffe becomes for like weird internet politics, I do think that compared to a lot of these talking heads on there, he at least created something. So I have to give him respect for that, because like this game holds a lot of love for a lot of people. And I love the TV show too. The TV show is really good.
I mean, it was, but not mainly. The genre I'm on about, as you can by now clearly see, is vehicular combat games. They always somehow manage to scratch that calming itch and keep me grounded. Which is odd, as back then, all the troubles I might have had were the troubles kids had, and nothing grown up or serious. Then and there though, to the young and stupid me they meant the world, and I needed to calm myself down. And funny enough, the easiest way for me to do so was to shoot up some buddies from the comfort of high-speed heavy armored cars. And 1990s to early 2000s provided plenty enough choice and high-quality games for me to have fun. First on the Amiga, where I had supercars games and Slick and Slides among others, and these were mostly top-down and 2D. And then, a few years later, on PC and console, considerably higher quality and fidelity, Death Rally, Carmageddon and Twisted Metal, all in different viewpoints 3D presentation. There were naturally many more games released in the genre, but it's these few that come to mind now. What most of them had in common though was that they were action-packed and fun.
Yeah, dude, this genre is dead. I honestly am very confused why this genre died. This is something that I know that there's a lot of people who want another Twisted Metal. There's a ton of people who, it's like a very, very popular talking point, like niche on YouTube, where people will just like watch videos about Twisted Metal and talk about Twisted Metal all the time. It's very weird to me that they haven't brought that back, or like Carmageddon or something. It just feels like a genre that would do really good in this landscape.
Sometimes literally twisted and often infinitely replayable. And as soon as the vehicular combat games peaked, they popped, and we've not seen nearly any of them since.
The average person sees around.
It really is weird that you don't see those anymore, because that happens a lot, where you see like a genre pop off and then like there's too much overexposure to that certain niche, and it becomes like too much for people to handle. You know, it's just like I don't want to play it anymore. But it's weird that it didn't come back into rotation after some time. You know, it's weird that it never had that revitalization, because I feel like it definitely could have.
Sometime around early 90s, when you said you were playing an RPG, you most likely meant that you were playing a dungeon crawler. A role-playing game that often gave you a party of different race and class adventurers, a grand quest or a task to fulfill, and a dungeon, mines, castle cellars, or a location similar to these to explore and conquer. They were usually filled with a whole manner of different buddies, big and small, all of them out to get you, and occasional puzzles of varying difficulty. Typical party consisted of melee combatants and casters, often supplemented with a healer, thief, or a ranger/archer, and the entire experience was viewed in first-person perspective, originally moving in steps and turning by 90 degrees only, with time evolving into fluid full 3D movement. And while in the early 2000s we've received 2 Legend of Grimrock games and excellent examples of a modern take on the genre, and a couple more titles in the last decade,
there is a ton of so I think because of the popularity of the Souls games, and we've started to see a bigger jump where people are even pulling the Kingsfield games back out. I think we're seeing a little bit of a comeback of these right now in the indie scene. I really think the indie scene is bringing back dungeon crawlers. Maybe not to the same style of dungeon crawlers, maybe leaning more into the Kingsfield side of things, but Kingsfield definitely was a dungeon crawler, just with a little different take on it. And I think that like because of the popularity of engines such as Easy FPS Maker and some of these like more indie engines that are a little easier to use, you're going to see a lot more games like this that build off of the old dungeon crawler, at least aesthetic. We are going to see more of that.
Though this had some roguelites mechanics mixed in, it's hardly enough to resurrect the genre and consider it being well. Which is a bit sad, but also kinda understandable, as most first-person RPGs these days span numerous locations, most of which are outdoors and often cover large.
Oh, so he just means in the dungeon itself. And I mean, I think my Kingsfield point still stands, but like the problem with dungeon crawlers too is you're only in the dungeon. Like, I feel like the genre's not dead, it just expanded to a bigger world, and I think that was helped really by the first couple what were they called? Elder Scrolls games. The first two Elder Scrolls games showed that you could be more than just a dungeon crawler.
Distances, sometimes even entire continents, or in case of those sci-fi ones, even planets and solar systems. Still, sometimes, not often, but from time to time, I do reminisce the simpler times and spending nights scouting countless dungeons, seeking that one key to open the door. That was the only thing standing between myself and the boss fight that would no doubt not end up well for my party. Movie tie-ins is the only kind of games in today's video that I think I know why they disappear.
Oh, dude, the movie tie-in is mad dead. The movie tie-in is mad dead. And sometimes I miss it because there was a thing about movie tie-ins where they were a roll of the dice, whether you would get something absolutely fucking amazing or you would get something that was absolutely slop. And I think the way they do movie tie-ins now is a little weird because like you look at like the Jedi Survivor games where they're actually canon or where it's all a part of an extended universe. So, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I think it's kind of annoying. Sometimes I just wish there was movie tie-ins because we'd get more games because of that. Sure, some of them would be bad, but at the same time, we need to experience. If it was good, we got to experience the movie we just watched in a better format. And sometimes the games were better than movies, like X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's something I really do miss.
And yes, one of the factors were their historically rather low quality. I mean, it's been a running meme for years, before the memes even existed, that most movie tie-in games sucked. And you know what? Perhaps it was not all, but most really did. I mean, the odd outliers like GoldenEye 007 on N64 were few and far between, and majority of the games were made.
Dude, I don't know if it was like you think it's like a few and far between, but there was some absolute fucking bangers, and I don't know if it was that, like especially on the Xbox, there was some really really good ones, and yeah, there was some like ones in the 360 that were kind of sad and stuff, but there was like some really 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 good games. It just sucked that like there was like just as much bad, but I think back to all the Spider-Man games, they were so fucking good. The Wolverine games, so good. It's just like sometimes you'd hit and sometimes they would miss, but it usually seemed like Activision, when they did a movie tie-in, they would be really good about it. But the EA ones, I think EA was the one who did all the fucking Avengers ones, and those were all trash. Like the Thor game, the Captain, I don't know if they made a Captain America one, but I do know they made a Iron Man one, and that supposedly sucked all sorts of schlong. I heard the Green Lantern game was okay. I mean, some of them weren't bad, and I think a lot of people would like shit on them like unfairly. A lot of them would just be really short and fine. They would just be fine games overall. Like one that I remember people saying was bad, and I played as a kid that I really liked, was a Fantastic Four game, and I didn't think the Fantastic Four game was that bad. I thought it was actually a pretty fun romp. But people were like, oh, it was so short and it was bad. It was just generic, and it was like, yeah, it was generic, but I still thought it was fun. At the end of the day, it was still, I thought, a fun game. I had a soft spot for movie tie-ins. Even some of the bad ones I still have a soft spot for.
With little love or care put to them, as fast as it was possible to release and as close
this,
to
that fucking Nintendo era, though, they were just slop. They were just slop. They had no, there was no in between. It was mostly,
the movie,
and I think this is what he kind of focuses on.
As it was possible to cash in on its popularity before people realized what kind of a shit nugget they were investing in. It was not good for the developers, being rushed to compete often bug-ridden travesties. It was not good for the gamers, being disappointed time after time with each new tie-in. And most of all, it was not even good
I want to play this game. I really want to play this game, dude. I fucking love the Fifth Element. I didn't know they made a game.
Investors who finally realized that it's better to be late and earn money than right on time and be in the red. And as the tech
Ew, it has tank controls. It has tank controls. Never mind. This is a PS1 game. Betting money is a PS1 game. I don't like this era of gaming.
progressed throughout the years and games got bigger and bigger, requiring entire teams first and then multiple studios to complete, their budgets skyrocketed too. So, making a game based on a movie that would cost nearly as much as the movie itself was nearly never a right call, and fortunately for all of us really, it's a call that hardly anyone makes these days. So yeah, movie tie-ins died, and with this, I can honestly say that it was mostly for good.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if it was mostly for good. I miss them. I really do miss them. I miss I think that it was a fun genre, and we were getting more consistency of games coming out. That game looks really fire. The one that ad just came on, that Marvel one, looks good.
On-rail
Marvel
shooters
Rivals.
originated in the arcades. They were made, same as most other games for the arcades, with a sole purpose of making money. So, they were very demanding, giving you the right set of tools and mechanics to start off, do well for a little while, and begin to enjoy the game. Just to put you down a few minutes later by a seemingly rogue attack, shot,
These games I never liked, bro. I was never a fan of these fucking point and shoot games.
grenade, or whatever else. Something that you think you could have spotted faster and avoided, and that
Well, Time Crisis I liked. I think the Time Crisis one at the arcade I always enjoyed because the guns would actually like slide back, so they bra-ta-ta, bra-ta-ta. It was really cool. Any ones where the guns had like cool shit like that I liked.
only failed to do because of bad luck. So naturally, you would put another coin in and carry on. This time for a bit shorter, as another coming out of nowhere shot
Time Crisis.
eventually hit you. Now,
I remember playing this one. I really liked this game, but you would play these for a little while, and then I knew people who had like games like this on their console. My dad bought one that was like for the Wii. It was like the Resident Evil one, and I fucking hated it. I hated that I couldn't move around and make my own choices. I was like, dude, I have Halo, and this is supposed to be a next gen console, this Wii, and Halo looks better than this and is more fun.
this one was a bit faster, but definitely also one that you could have dodged if you spotted it in time. So you dropped another coin in, and that would repeat for a little while, until you've noticed that you did not get that far at all and wasted a handful of coins, and would need another one at least for even a remote chance to complete the game. And home conversions of these were not different at all. I mean, you did not have to pay for each try anymore, but the difficulty was definitely still there. And you still had to memorize all the enemies' locations, where the grenades...
They remade this recently, and I guess the remake fucking sucked. But I didn't want to play it because I'm like, dude, I'd rather just walk through the game and have my own control of the character.
bombs might come from, what to avoid, and all that quote-unquote fun stuff. And as it turned out, as fun as on-rail shooters may have been in the arcades, if you didn't own a light gun at home, playing this with a mouse or even worse a controller was not something to infinitely repeat until you got good. It was at most a fun palette cleaner between other, more content-rich games. With said light gun though, it was nearly as good as in crowded and smoke-filled amusement centers of the yesteryear and a time well spent. By 2024 though, the genre is no more. I hope that you enjoyed this trip down
That was a good video. That was a good video. I feel like a lot of these genres still have games popping up though. I don't feel like they're all fully dead. Maybe the movie tie-in. I feel like the list was the movie tie-in and the sports games are dead. Those ones are dead. But I don't know. I don't feel like they're as dead. I think a lot of them just evolved. I don't think it was much that they're dead because they're still racing games. It's just like you have to like take it and then add an adjunction to it. But it was a good video. I think he did some good work here. It was fun to find out there was some stuff that was kind of dead. But what time is it? 10:30. Ooh. Ew. Let's watch later. What do I got here that's short? Let's watch something short. Ooh, this will be good.
To start a podcast.
So supposedly there was somebody who went on Joe Rogan and then went and killed somebody. So that's what this is about, and I'm honestly kind of curious. Now this guy is Sunny V2. Sunny V2 does a lot of like mini documentary type videos. So him and June the King are very similar.
Of February 2024, Sheldon Johnson appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience. 38 days later, he was arrested and charged with murder. It was episode 2096, with Joe Rogan, Sheldon Johnson, and another person named Josh Dubin. Josh had been on the podcast 6 different times before, explaining on an earlier episode that he was a lawyer who worked with wrongfully convicted felons.
We're here to get the word out about wrongful convictions.
In 3 out of 6 of of Josh's appearances, he'd bring these wrongful convicts to tell their story.
He spent 3 decades in jail for murders that he didn't commit.
So when Josh brought in Sheldon Johnson, it seemed this would be another positive episode, but it quickly became apparent that Sheldon
Bro was like, I was wrongly convicted. Just kidding. I'm gonna go kill people.
was slightly different.
I figured we'd do something a little bit different. Typically, the person sitting to my right is someone that was wrongfully convicted. Sheldon is guilty.
Sheldon had only just been released from a 25-year prison stint, but Josh had brought him on specifically as an example of someone who'd been given an unfair amount of time, believing Sheldon never deserved his 25 years in prison. Well, you can be the judge of that. Born 19...
Bro was fucking actually guilty and he got him out early.
1975, Sheldon Johnson grew up in the Martin Luther King Jr. Towers, aka a poverty-stricken housing project in Harlem, New York City. His entire family tree had been in and out of prisons.
My father was incarcerated. He did about 15 years. I was incarcerated. My grandfather was incarcerated. My great-grandfather was a slave. And my son killed somebody when he was 12 years old.
While Sheldon was the only one in his family who had
Holy shit, dude. This family just can't keep out of jail, bro. This is, you guys don't want to change your situation. That's for sure.
a functional hearing.
My mother's deaf, my father's deaf, my sister's deaf, my aunt is deaf. I grew up in a deaf household.
Therefore, his father, a drug dealer, brought Sheldon along to help him translate deals. And by the age of 12...
I mean, this is really sad because, like, what kind of fucked up parents, like, hey, you're gonna come with me to sell drugs because I can't talk to people. So that's a great way to raise your kid. Real cash money, really trying to elevate your child to a better place than you came from. Big win for this fucking douchebag's dad.
Sheldon had joined the exact same line of work.
I started selling drugs. Guy offered me an opportunity to be a lookout, and I would just stand there, and eventually I just slowly moved up the ranks. It turned me into this person that I was never meant to be.
As a result, he began to rack up charges.
Driving without...
But I was never meant to be, like, yeah, dude, your situation is bad. Like, you can have a bad situation and stuff like this, but you have to take a look around and be like, wow, dude, I'm kind of doing bad things. All of this I'm doing is illegal, and I should make some changes in my life. And this guy just didn't look like he did. I mean, yeah, it sucks when your environment's kind of telling you this is okay. But if if one of your things in your job is making sure that the cops don't catch you, you should probably look for a new line of work.
A license, standing on the corner, little small petty drug cases.
And spent most of his teens in the Rikers Island prison, although it'd be after his release at the age of 21 that things went downhill badly. He'd commit 2 different armed robberies, receiving a sentence of 50 years in prison, which Josh argued was incredibly unfair, given only one person received minor injuries.
He got hit in the head with the gun right here on the side of his head, and he got 2 stitches, and they gave me 25 years for that case.
Did you hit him in the head?
No.
Regardless, prison is where Sheldon realized he had to turn his life around.
It was at that moment I really said I have to change my life. I just can't do this.
Beginning a prison journal about hope, change, and reform. In his entry letter to my...
Bro, he did not reform. Bro did not reform. He became a Killy McKillerson.
Younger self, it explained just because you're surrounded by violence does not mean that violence is the way to solve your problems. Sheldon too wrong.
Bro did not take his own advice. Bro said, no advice that I wrote down on a piece of paper that got me out of jail. No, I will kill somebody.
Do not make a right. Violence only begets violence. Learn how to respond and not react. In a different entry he'd state, as we know, I'm currently in prison, which I've learned does one of 2 significant things to its occupants. Brings the best out of them or the worst.
I saw individuals who were at...
That is true. I've known people who went to jail and then they came out and they did the exact same thing that sent them into jail. And I've known people who come out and then really make a change in their life. So, I mean, it's a thing. It's like, you look at it as like, okay, this can either change me and I come back and be a better person, or I'm going to go out and then do the exact same things and not change because now I have my freedom and I'm going to go hog wild with it. It honestly is this constant back and forth.
They're worse, and I saw guys who were at their best. The guys who were at their best were guys who were involved in education, post-secondary education programs.
Realizing the role model prisoners were those with an education, Sheldon spent years educating himself.
I got into school, I got my GED, and then I went on to obtain my bachelor's in behavioral science from Mercy. I stopped smoking weed, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I started working in the law library. I discovered that I had a knack for complicated things, case law, and I was actually helping guys get out of prison.
He'd further add to his journal, I have grown dramatically in these 14 years, when I could have easily withered away. I've learned that I love Shakespeare, that I love acting, that I love writing, that I enjoy reading philosophy, that I love reading criminal law, that I love writing legalese. Sheldon had changed his life to such an extent, BuzzFeed advocated for his release back in 2016. He became a model inmate, said David Roth, the prison social worker. His days were so full that he went to bed exhausted and fell asleep immediately. As a result of his good behavior, Sheldon was released after 25 years of his 50-year sentence, appearing on a podcast called Success After Lockdown, on which he'd implied that he'd never go back to prison.
I'm reflecting, I'm saying to myself, like, yo, I can't spend the next 50 years like this.
Bro, what could you? I'm interested to see why he would make this bad turn. I mean, he probably started talking from people from his past. If there's one thing that I can say, like, if there was people that were like around you that weren't like great, and you get out of a situation like this, or even if you're in a place that like you went somewhere else in life and then you go back, don't go look for the people that you used to hang out with if they were suspect as fuck, bro, because they're gonna pull you down with them.
When he'd appear on Joe Rogan 1 month later, Sheldon again implied that he wouldn't go back to jail.
Individuals who have been shown to acquire associate's degrees and bachelor's degrees are like 92% less likely to return back to prison.
With Josh using Sheldon as an example, that change was always possible.
How do you make change happen? He's living it and making it happen. Look at this beautiful mind and how he articulates himself.
He began working for the Queen's Defenders, helping troubled youth.
I'm trying to catch these kids before they fall, and I want to show them the way.
And even began to consider more formal education.
Sheldon asked me, should I go to law school before we came here?
In the process expressing his disbelief that he'd turned his life around.
I just came from the bowels of hell. 25 years in prison, and now I'm in the sky above the clouds in the heavens, headed to a destination to talk about change and to talk about all
this is so inspiring. This makes it even sadder that this dude went and killed somebody. Like, could you imagine going out and be like, yeah, dude, I'm here. I'm gonna, like, change the world. I'm gonna do this. And then just going and gadding somebody on the street, bro? That's wild.
Things that brought me to this place today.
Joe Rogan even posted a clip titled, "Sentenced to 50 years, Sheldon Johnson decided to turn his life around." However, Sheldon would make one final important claim.
But this is how fast your life can change from just one simple mistake.
Dude, and this is where it's gonna get crazy, because this one simple mistake is gonna be him killing somebody, bro, which is not cool and never is cool. It's just like...
This became reality only 38 days later.
He claimed that he had turned his life around.
Fucking 38 days, bro? Like a little over a month after the podcast, he goes and gats somebody? Like, what the shit, dude?
After spending most of his adult life in prison. In fact, last year, he started working for the Queen's Public Defender's Office. Well, now he is accused of killing a man and then dismembering his body.
Sheldon was...
Whoa! I didn't know he fucking did... I thought he just, like, shot somebody, bro. I didn't know he dismembered somebody, bro. Went full fucking psycho. What Dexter Morgan on his ass, dude? He came out with the stop, and then he, like, sliced him up. Whoa, dude, the guy's going crazy. Guy's going fucking full goblin mode.
Childhood friends with a man named Colin Small, with whom he'd also spent...
Dude, what did I say? You started going and finding these suspect people that you knew before, and then hanging out with them again?
And over 10 years
shit's gonna get wild.
Is in prison. Therefore, upon Sheldon's release, Small was helping Johnson get back on his feet. However, at some point, their friendship took a turn. On the 6th of March 2024, police received a call from a tenant who lived in New York, claiming to have heard 2 gunshots from Colin Small's apartment, as well as a voice begging, "Please don't, I have a family." Police drove over to the flat and knocked on the door, only to find Sheldon Johnson inside, who claimed claimed that Colin Small had apparently gone upstate. Well, police searched the apartment and found half of Colin Small's body, finding the other half back at Sheldon's apartment, in addition to concrete and a Tyvek suit. CCTV outside Colin's apartment showed Sheldon Johnson entering and exiting, trying to conceal his identity with a range of different disguises. In one of these stills, he's seen wearing the exact same jacket as he was in a photo he took.
Oh, dude! What the fuck? What the fuck? Bro was like straight up watching too much Dexter. Dude had way too much time on his hand to start watching Dexter and was like, I can kill my best friend. That's no problem, bro. What the fuck?
For the Queen's defenders. Sheldon was therefore arrested and charged with Colin's murder, screaming "I'm innocent" as he was placed into the cop car. Sheldon maintained this innocence all the way to court.
Yesterday, Sheldon Johnson pleaded not guilty to the charges. He had quite a few supporters inside the courtroom.
As the comments on his episode changed overnight. Imagine being locked up for being wronged by the system for over 25 years, only to prove that the system was right. Amazing.
Jesus.
The judge who gave him 50 years must feel pretty
Yeah, dude, the judge who gave him 50 years is sitting there like, I fucking said he was gonna do it again, and he fucking did it again!
smart right now. I really believed I was gonna die in prison. Well, you're not wrong, buddy. Sheldon's own father stated, "I'm surprised my son was arrested. I was shocked. He learned and studied in prison for 26 years. He is a good man. He was doing work in a law office. There were no problems, but I doubt nobody was as shocked as Josh Dubin." He ended Sheldon Johnson's episode stating,
I'm very thoughtful in who I bring on. I think this was one of the best ones yet.
but is still yet to talk publicly since Sheldon's new allegations. Joe, on the other hand, talked about it recently.
He was guilty before, and we knew he was guilty, but he got 50 years.
Right.
And then he was talking about he turned his life around this, like, a month after he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Cut some dude's head off. The homie didn't understand new HD security cameras.
Theorizing that prison had only made him worse.
Was that because he spent 25 fucking years in jail, which is an insane amount of time to be locked up in a prison.
Jesus,
and then
bro.
expect to acclimate.
Bro.
Have you ever wished you could play?
That's fucking wild, dude. That's fucking wild. Jesus, bro. Could you imagine, like, so before we jump into this next video, could you imagine spending 25 years in jail, like, learning all that shit, doing better, and coming out, and then going back to the same shit you were doing before, just being wild? Like, getting so mad at somebody, you kill them and dismember their body. Like, what... Like, working for a public defender is having this whole spotlight on you and thinking, you know, killing somebody's a good idea. I don't. Like, a month later, bro. A month later. That's not even that much time. You think a month is, like, a lot of time, like, when you're like, oh, next month I gotta do something. And then next month fucking hits. Right away, dude. Right away. So this next one, this is going to be the last one I do for today. It's a very short one, and then I got to get off for a bit, and I got to get ready for work. I got to get some Red Bull in me. I got to do life stuff, motherfucker. Got to do life stuff. But this last video I'm going to do, what's going on here is supposedly Microsoft pissed everybody off. Supposedly Microsoft pissed everyone off, and Asmongold's covering it. It's this guy again, a guy that I did not give a fair shake the last time I watched him, but I'm hoping he, by the end of the video he did last time, he fucking killed it. So I have a lot of faith in this guy. I think he's awesome. But this is an Asmongold clip, so we're going to see what's going on here.
Studios got blocked by Avowed the game? What?
Thank you for joining me. Today I will give my reaction and analysis to the events regarding Avowed, developed by Obsidian. The social media accounts for Avowed have gone on a blocking spree, blocking people who are asking honest, earnest questions, not even being critical of the game.
Context. A few days ago, we talked about the Avowed art director who made some pretty disparaging comments.
So, why are they using his face to, like, why are they doing that? I mean, yeah, they made some pretty fucked up comments, bro. They made some wild shit. They basically said that if you have any conservative-leaning, like, ideologies, they fucking hate you. Something like that. I don't know all of them.
He deleted his Twitter. So he...
A few days ago, we talked about the Avowed art director who made some pretty disparaging comments.
He deleted his Twitter. So he had to delete his whole Twitter because he was worried about getting called out. Now, people are talking about suing Microsoft because that...
Yeah, because basically the dude said if you were a person of color, you would get a job before like white people, something like that. It was like super fucked up, and then it started this whole giant rabbit hole, like it always does when a developer comes out and says stupid shit. This happens all the time. You think these developers would learn?
Dumbass wanted to start talking shit.
Eventually, this got to Elon Musk, who literally tagged Microsoft's CEO for an explanation. Everyone expected Obsidian and Microsoft to take swift action and give out an apology. The result? Avowed Social have been on a banning spree, and the official Avowed subreddit had this to say.
Avowed subreddit labeled us as racist subreddit. We a racist subreddit? And so this is a post that people got. You've been permanently banned from participating in Avowed because your comment violates this community's rules. You said preach. So how is typing preach to a comment that was against racism and sexism from a key developer? No, you said that about a reply to a racist comment. Let's be crystal clear here. If you take the anti-racist sentiment of a game dev and your white fragility, you lose your mind to such a degree that opposing racism becomes racist to you, then you are too much of a white supremacist to allow here. Don't message us again. So let me get this straight. He thinks that being racist to people is bad, and so that makes him a white supremacist.
They have been blocking people attempting to defend the game. Myself,
See, and this is the problem right now with a lot of this, a lot of the whole fucking giant, identity politics. There we go. All this identity politics is really just like driving a wedge between people. And I've seen people like, oh, you don't want. It's like, oh, you want more fracturing in the American people because you like this way or this way. But it's like, no, you look at what that's supposed to bring us together. This ideology that's supposed to bring us all together, and it's like, dude, what you're doing is shitting on one race and one group of people to try to bring another group up, and that's literally racism. That's literally fucked up. And the problem is, like, I really want Avowed to be a good game. I like Obsidian. I think Outer Worlds is a good game. I've said this on numerous occasions. I want to see good things from Avowed, but this wasn't a good look. And if you were to do the opposite, or not the opposite, to do the exact same thing but with a different group, not opposite. I hate when people use like anti-racist or whatever. It's just racist. But if you use that same example toward another group, where you're like, oh, well, this group, it should be brought up, but this group needs to be stayed down because they suck and they're terrible. That's racist, bro. And it was racist the first time, but right now we have a weird political discourse. And if you are like a head designer for a company and this is your opinions on a certain group and you're willing to just voice them, I think that's wrong. You shouldn't be out there saying shit like that.
Attacked for
trying to get virtue signal points on the internet while also being racist as fuck.
Attempting to defend
the
game Avowed by separating it, distancing it from the views of Matt Hansen. But unfortunately, this tells us that Obsidian as a developer are in line with these statements of Matt Hansen. So I will begin my reaction and analysis to the news of the recent blocking spree from Avowed.
Bro kills it every time. Bro, so savage. Whoever this dude is, he's so fucking savage. He pulls out a fucking violin. We're gonna have a Twitter montage in the background. Oh my god, he just shows the Titanic. That's even better. It doesn't even need to show a montage, bro. It's a sinking ship. Oh!
Oh man, come on.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure playing with you.
Man.
Bro, that cooked so fucking hard, dude. Oh my god, dude, that was so great. That was so savage, dude. This is the type of reaction we need with this type of shit. Because honestly, I remember a few years ago, people were like complaining about the far right rabbit hole. They were saying, oh, everybody's getting funneled down a far right rabbit hole, which it can be true. There can be true. The people that say there is no such thing as a far right rabbit hole are lying to you. There is, but there's the same thing with the far left rabbit hole. It's just the internet is being utilized to like latch onto your ideology, and then whatever like minor ideology you have, it's then pulling you in a far direction of what your original beliefs were. I mean, it's not hard to find yourself one day just chilling and you're like, oh, I find this YouTuber pretty interesting, and then he has like a lightly right side view, and then all of a sudden you're watching fucking Nick Fuentes, and the same thing on the left. You could be watching somebody like Shoe on Head, and then all of a sudden you're fucking way out in the fucking boonies with Hassan Piker and all of his weirdo shills on Twitch. So it's honestly kind of crazy. And then a lot of these developers and stuff grew up in very liberal places, and they also look at the internet, what the internet used to be a few years ago, back in like I don't know, before Elon Musk bought Twitter, and they think that the internet's the same way. The internet is got this overprotecting of certain ideologies and then shutting down other ideologies. And so they're going to the internet the way they used to try to get brownie points. And now there's a backlash that wasn't previously there, and they're fucking around and finding out. Now, I do think a lot of these, like, the people who are saying, like, fucking Indiana Jones is woke, maybe we'll react to that. We're going to react to that after, on another day or something. We'll react to that, maybe even later on the stream. But you see people, and then the game comes out, and it's not actually woke, and they were just shooting fucking shit up their ass the whole time, trying to get fucking look at how we got these wokies, boys. Look how we got these wokies, and I'm not okay with that either. I won't call a game woke until the game drops, or like I don't even really use woke that much, but I won't call a game fucking garbage until the game drops, and I get like an actual representation of what the game actually is. I'm not gonna go out here and just fucking spew bullshit online, and then have to like retract on it. I mean, I will wait until the bitch hits the fucking scene. And from what I heard, the Indiana Jones game ended up being fucking amazing. And everybody who shit on that one developer who's like super gay are honestly assholes. Like, just because somebody's like really gay does not mean that they're like also going to take your favorite IP and shit on it, dude. That's just a bad representation of what you should be doing. Like, you shouldn't judge somebody by the way they look. I mean, you don't know how good of a developer they are. You don't know how much they care about something. They might look a certain way, but have just like an idea of like, hey, we want to just do the right thing when it comes to making this IP good. And that's what I guess they did with Indiana Jones. And it's really fucking refreshing. And I'm hoping Avowed's a good game, to be honest with you. I really hope that Avowed's good, because I am really excited to play that game. I've been excited since after I got done with Outer Worlds. I saw they were doing Avowed, and I wanted to jump into that bitch like from day one.
Hey, sorry.
So we got another video from Andy Pants Gaming. This is about the Indiana Jones shit. I kind of touched on this in a past a while ago with the fucking Avowed situation, but I really wanted to touch on it right now. I decided to not wait on this and just do it right now, jump right into it, and really kind of jump in because I saw a lot of people like Andy Pants Gaming coming out and saying Indiana Jones was going to be a woke mess, and I've heard the game isn't. I've heard the game is actually just a really good fucking Indiana Jones game, and we'll see how much stupid shit he has to say.
So there is a 5-second moment from the gameplay reveal of Indiana Jones from about 10 months ago, and this tells us exactly what the game is. Let's watch it.
Now we have the opportunity to tell.
See, this is where they took this guy right here. They took this guy right here and said, this game's going to be woke. It's going to be cringe because this guy looks this way. Now, that is just fucking... I remember when this happened, I saw this person, and I was like, this could be. But I'm going to hold judgment, which you should always do. You should reserve judgment until there's actually judgment to give. Like, if the game would have came out and they would have made, like, Indy, like make out with a dude or something, like, you could then be like, yeah, dude, we saw it from the beginning. I had my inclinations about this game, but I was reserved about it. But they didn't do that, so now you're just being a fucking asshole because of the way somebody looks. And that's exactly what this fucker's gonna do right here. He's going to use the fact that this guy looks super gay and then be like, oh, well, the game's gonna be fucking gay propaganda because this guy exists. Which is the wrong way to go about things.
A new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience.
And like a modern gaming audience, those are all words to this community that will set them ablaze. But you were like so close. This video came out like right before the game dropped because he wanted to jump on that fucking bandwagon of getting relevant bullshit out before the game dropped so that he would hit that algorithm hard. And I think it just made him look like more of an asshole.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, dude, it's completely cooked.
No, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked because you look like the asshole.
If this guy is working on it,
have the opportunity.
If this guy is working on it and with his little gay homo shirt and he's saying that he has the
Bro, you don't need to say gay and homo. Those mean they're both they both mean homosexuals. So that's just fucking being repetitive. That's not even like funny. It's just like wow, dude. You said the same thing twice. Look how intelligent you are, buddy. Oh, I'm doing. Oh, that was a David Jaffe thing right there. Oh, you need to read more. You need to read more, you so fucking silly willy. No, dude, he's just being an asshole. Though. You can't like judging somebody on the way they look is just so cringe, especially when you don't know what the actual product's coming out. I mean, like I was worried that the game was gonna have some issues because I didn't like the last couple Wolfenstein games, but I wasn't jumping to any guns until the bitch came out.
Opportunity to reinterpret or reinvent Indiana Jones for a modern audience. We're done, dude. We're absolutely done here. So what I want to remind y'all of is that I grew up with
Chad died today. The game hadn't even came out. And this guy had already said it was cooked. He was already fucking saying that Chad died. He had made all this shit. He was sitting there. He's like, I'm fucking cooking hard. They got me in the kitchen. I got it really hard. My penis was a drippy, and they knew it was true. I like to see these homos, cause they turn me fucking blue. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I hate woke people. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I get really mad. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I make shitty videos, and then everyone just laughs, because I'm a shitty creator. That's exactly what he did, dude. He fucking ruined it. We're fucking 48 seconds into this video, and he's already made himself look like the biggest asshole on earth.
Indiana Jones. And the dude is a Chad. The dude is...
He's more of a Chad than you will ever be, Andy Pants. You're fucking sitting back here just fucking whining. You were the worst representation of this, like, of all the communities that are, like, on this fucking grift.
What modern people would call a chauvinist. But he's awesome, and I want to show y'all a clip from the last...
Dude, what the fuck is his video? Like, I have shit videos. I do. My Monday videos on movies and shit are kind of shit, but I have fun with them. They're just something I can throw out there, and I can say funny stuff, and sometimes I think they have, like, good quality. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes I go on a little fucking spouts, but I still think I find better clips and stuff than just fucking, like, still screenshots to do. I feel like my clips are at least funny. I'd rather watch gameplay footage with stuff like this posted, like, thrown up on top of the gameplay footage than just whatever the fuck he's doing here.
Last Crusade that reminds us of what we've lost here. This is the real Indiana Jones.
Bro! The girl in the game actually looks kind of hot. I don't know what the fuck you're getting at.
This will always be the real Indiana Jones, and watch how he interacts with this woman.
Like, it's just like... It's just like, what the fuck is your plan here, buddy? What are you getting at? Like, oh, because it doesn't have hot enough women?
Know you. At least I let you tag along.
Oh yes, give them a flower and they'll follow you anywhere.
Knock it off. You're not mad.
No?
No. You like the way I do things.
It's lucky I don't do things the same way. You'd still be standing at the Venice Pier.
What do you think is going on here? Since I met you, I've nearly been incinerated, drowned, shot at, and chopped it.
Bro, this would never be in a modern movie.
What are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you... This is a normal conversation! This shit's in modern movies all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?
Treat women sometimes. Now, I'm never advocating...
That's not the point of the scene, to mistreat them. This is one of those fucking, like relationships where she just keeps following him around and he's like, you're annoying. It's not nothing to do with her being a woman, bro. This is fucking, like, this happens in movies to this day. You're fucking stupid.
Getting violence against a woman, of course. I have a lovely wife who I love. I have a daughter who I love. But sometimes when a woman is being a brat like this woman is, you have to tell her what's up.
Yeah, bro, tell that bitch to fucking sit down and shut up. You are the man in this situation. Jesus Christ, bro.
You have to remind her who daddy is.
And what? No! No, he fucking said it! He fucking said it! You have to remind him who daddy is! Fucking no, dude! Well, shut the fuck up, bro.
That is exactly what Indiana Jones is doing right here. And that is why he's too alpha. he's too alpha for
Oh.
modern gaming audiences. And
Oh, shut up, Andy. Just fucking stop the grift, bro. You can't be serious. You can't have really wrote this down and thought that this was good, bro. There is no way this isn't a grift, dog. There is no way that this is fucking something somebody really sat down and wrote. This is worse than the fucking modern dialogue in a video game. This is so fucking cringy, dude. You are cooked in your ability to create videos that are fucking any sort of entertaining. That's such a... Why would... He's so alpha, dude. He's so Chad, dude. He's so... This wouldn't be in modern movies, dude, because it's too Chad and alpha. Dude, you're fucking retarded.
they can't handle this Indiana Jones on screen. So they're going to create some kind of pussy bitch Indiana Jones in their gay game that they're working on. But watch this.
To fish bait. We're caught in the middle of something sinister here. My guess is Dad found out more than he was looking for. And until I'm sure, I'm going to continue to do things the way I think they should be done.
How dare you kiss me?
I think he got the wrong impression from this scene. This was like a build up to this point scene, and there was like a reason behind it. And bro was just like, look at him talk down to this woman. There was like stuff that leads to this moment that makes it good. It's not just this moment in and of itself, bro. But he's in there, ha ha ha, ha.
Leave me alone. I don't like fast women.
And I hate arrogant men.
But that's the thing. So this scene more illustrates the difference between, like, not difference between men and women, but like that idea that opposites attract, you know, where it's like this idea of I used to have this happen where I would like talk to a girl, have like the complete different world perspective that she would have, and then we get in like a big old argument over absolutely nothing and just argue, and then we start making out, dude. It's just something that like happens in real world, because when you have difference and you have this passion behind an argument, you'll see the passion in each other, and then the passion will be like relayed into like the real life setting, and then sexual experience will happen. It's not because Indy was being a dick to her. She was being a dick right back, and they were both standing their ground. They were both passionate about their positions. Thus, this happened. Like, that's what he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the nuances of it. He sees Guy acting cool. That means that the gay people suck, I guess. It's stupid. It's the bad arguments. Okay, I made a bad argument there against him. That was kind of a fucking, oh, you're homophobic type thing, and that's not what I meant. I just think that he's constantly missing the broader points of the situation and pulling examples to fit his narrative.
See, dude, he's such an alpha, man. Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, that film's from 1989. Women love that stuff, dude. Women love when men have that kind of energy. And the in the dialysis of destiny, as it's often called, he's an old man, and they've turned him into a sad old man and a sad old cuck. We lost this. You know, in the movies, this scene in the movies with all the girls in his class are obsessed with him. Because he's just an
Yeah, but anytime you have an attractive person as a teacher, like, the whole class is gonna be obsessed with them. Like, I remember having a teacher, like, when I was in middle school, that was like really fucking hot, and every guy who had that class was obsessed with her. That's just like a thing. I don't know if that goes to being the ultimate Chad. And like, Indiana Jones is like a really tough fucking macho character, and I get that, and there was a lot about it that was tough and macho. But again, you're fucking pulling these examples like on a game you haven't even played, and you don't even have the representation of, because you pulled a clip of one gay guy talking about it and saying the words modern audiences, and you rushed this video out right before the game came out expecting it to cook, and then you look like an asshole.
Active man that all the women want. If you remember this German chick who's actually an Irish actress, she's using sex to get what she wants. That is how life is. That is how many women are, and you don't see that in modern movies anymore. But we've all experienced it, and that is real life. But modern cuck movies and media can't handle the truth. They can't handle life as it is. If you saw Dial of Destiny, which came out in 2023, and I'll just sum it up for y'all real quick. He's outstaged and he's upstaged by a smarter.
See, now he's gonna. I don't know anything. I heard the movie was ass. I think everybody universally agreed the writing and stuff on that movie was ass. It's just like, but he's gonna use that to correlate the game is gonna be the same way, and he doesn't know because he hasn't played the game. So, what the fuck are you talking about, Andy Pants?
Everything that we love, like everything that we have, women, feminist, horrible, short haircutted, butch women have to get involved in everything.
What is she? Her hair isn't even that short, bro.
Everything we love and ruin it somehow, don't they? So let's get into talking about the video game, because I wanted to set that stage, because what is happening with the Indiana Jones?
They blocked probably because like I have no idea, but I heard the game was great. So the early reviews on it were really good. So I don't know, like the reviews came out a week before the game were actually really solid, and I don't know why you didn't wait. You could have like literally the day you uploaded this video. This was when did this 4 days ago? Yeah, so hey, dude, last week the fucking G-Man Lives video came out and said it was good. Like there was literally representation that this game was good.
Jones
and you're just
franchise is exactly the same thing that's happening with the Indiana Jones video game that's about to come out. Is they've girl bossed it, they've modernized it, they've made it for this gay.
All you say are fucking buzzwords, you stupid bitch, bro. That's all you say. That's all he ever says, and that's what makes me so irritated when I'm watching him. This is exactly like what it's like to watch David Jaffe talk. It just has no actual point. You're just saying shit to own the other side, and you're not actually looking at things objectively. Not that any of this is really that objective, because it comes down to subjective nature at the end of the day, but you're missing absolute points just and you're willing to pull from your own side just to like embolden your points, and that's just such a bad way to do things. It's about you have to look at the situation, say, okay, this is this, I'm gonna pull from both sides, I'm gonna see what it actually boils down to, or I'm gonna actually just play the fucking game.
A freaking non-existent homo audience. Nobody wants gay Indiana Jones. Nobody wants girl boss Indiana Jones.
Hey, look, they didn't make Indiana Jones gay. We did it, boys. We won this one. Wow, dude. Take the dub and shut the fuck up, Andy.
Keep freaking throwing it to us. So, John Trent here said Xbox is now blocking reviews of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle until game goes into advanced access. That's not a good sign. That is.
Oh, I cooked him. It's a bad sign, dude. Oh, it's so bad. But like, literally, dude. If you look up fucking, let's see here. I'm gonna look up G-Man Lives. Let's go to his YouTube. Videos. A day fucking later, this video came out. So a day fucking later, after Andy Pants, so Indiana Jones and the Great Circle just dropped. Like a day after this guy fucking did anything, they dropped the game, and it got pretty fucking great reviews. There are people calling it what it deserved to be Game of the Year, and or at least nominated, and it didn't. It's because the Game of the Year awards suck and aren't held in January when they should be held. They're held in fucking like December, and a lot of games get missed out, like this game, and they'll be pushed into the back of people's minds by the time the next Game Awards come out. But look at that, it's great. There's other people literally were reviewing the game a day after you dropped this video, and you look like an asshole. That's like, you're fucking cooked, bro.
Not a good sign. That means that they know that they have a stinker here. Somebody was pointing out that there's been almost no marketing for this game. There's been no marketing for this game because it's probably going to be a stinker. On the Steam charts, there's only 43,000 pre-orders for it, and it's number 179 on the charts. Dude, nobody cares about this game, man. And it's because it has that stench. It has the stench of the woke on it.
Dude,
I really think you shouldn't be allowed to deactivate.
This fucking audience. I'm reading these comments right here, right? You hear what he's saying, and then first 20 seconds tells you everything you need to know. Element. Oh, I mean, it's just like, dude is the narrative designer. I talked with the rainbow shirt and said no, dude. They're just judging him by his appearance. This is fucking stupid behavior. Like, why wouldn't you just wait a couple days until the game came out? Like, just wait. It would have been like the game I ended up cooking and you guys just fucking were stupid. You were 100% wrong with this. There we go. There's somebody who said something. There's has no gay propaganda. See, look at that. The people who actually played the game, I'm sure came to this and saw that it was actually just a stupid fucking video. But
your dislike button, I'm not allowed to do that on any of my videos. The dislike and the downvote button was really helpful on Assassin's Creed Shadows, so that we could see how much people hated that game. But companies now are just straight up disabling their dislike button because,
well, wouldn't you if just one developer looked a certain way and then everybody said your game was going to be woke trash? Like you're not even using examples from actually anything other than what the way one guy looked. This is where the problem is, where your arguments, like, I have arguments against, like, the modern audience writing and stuff, but I base it on the writing and the fact that they will stop a story to sit and lecture you. But I wait until a game comes out, or I've seen footage from that actual game, to make a decision on whether I should buy it or I should play it or not. I was given Immortals of Avion, and I played that shit. It was woke garbage. I fucking hated it. Everything about it was bad, modern writing garbage, and the game was terrible. But I made that decision on myself. I didn't sit here and say, "Oh, gay developer." No gay developers on my Indiana Jones game. No. Bad Microsoft. Bad Bethesda. Gay people can't exist in my video games. I wasn't like that, bro. Like, you're jumping to conclusions before actually having any evidence to back you up other than fucking hearsay. You got fucking speculation. This is all bad speculation, and it's assholeness.
they know it's going to get hate. They know it's going to get shat on, and they can't handle the truth. And companies are so desperate to hide the truth from people. But guys, it gets even worse. Alex Torvenius is the creative director on the game. This is him right here. And maybe you don't care about this stuff at all. Maybe you're not religious. But the dude worships Satan.
Oh my god, dude. Who cares? If the dude can bring me a good game, I don't give a fuck if he paints himself all in blackface and then makes a good game. I don't care if he comes out and he says he hates all conservatives, but he knows how to make a good game. At the end of the day, I just care if the game is good. Now, the avowed, like, creative designer or whatever who said all that cringe shit, if the game ends up being good, I won't give a fuck about any of that shit. At the end of the day, all that matters to me is if the game is good. I don't care who designs it. This is like that cancel culture bullshit that I just don't care about. It has no effect on me because I look at the difference between the artist and the art all the time. It doesn't matter what side it's coming from. I'm willing to take a step away from who's making it and look at the art itself. And I think these guys have lost the ability to do that. Same with the hyper left. They are the exact same way. It's like, oh, they said this on Twitter? Oh, they're a fascist. Oh, they said this on Twitter? Oh, they're woke. It's fucking brainlet activity. It's not actually making decisions for yourself. It's about, like, finding stuff to get the next video out.
If you Google his name, you will see his extensive e-commerce store where he sells all kinds of satanic products. This is one of his pentagram altar discs that he sells.
Dude, who cares? Who cares? The shit's kind of cool sometimes. Like, it doesn't mean that you're a fucking Satan worshiper. Like, maybe he's just really into metal. Maybe he really likes Black Sabbath. It's like, oh, dude, he sells stuff with the fucking Confederate flag on it. He must be a racist. Or he really likes fucking Led Zeppelin. Or, wait. Well, he's not Led Zeppelin. What was the band? Was it Led Zeppelin? It was fucking, I'm just gonna look up Freebird. I know that's I know it's not Led Zeppelin. I know it's God, what the fuck is their name, dude? Leonard Skinner. Or they're really into Leonard Skinner. Oh, Jesus, that was the biggest brain fart ever. They really like Leonard Skinner, and they have a Leonard Skinner shirt. They post a picture with a Leonard Skinner shirt, and oh, it has a Confederate flag on it, so oh, they must be racist. Oh, wow, they fucking like Black Sabbath. They must be a fucking Satanist. This is stupid. This is a bad argument. This is bad argument. This is exactly what you complain about the left doing all the time, and now you're doing it. You're just as bad as a fucking bread tuber, and you just don't know it.
Sells as a ritual item. This is his logo, which is an upside down cross. Here he's selling something called Goetia demon seals. Oh, cool. Real cool stuff, dude. Just selling some demon seals. The LGBTQ crowd is satanic. Their father is...
Oh my god, dude. These are just such wild jumps, bro. These are just such fucking wild jumps. This is why he's the worst in this little niche. He is a fucking clown, dude. Oh, gay person? They're satanic, bro. They're all evil. All gay people evil. That's what it is at the end of the day. All gay people evil. Do I need real evidence? No. One of them's selling demon crosses. That means all gay people are evil, obviously. Oh, dude, all Skinner fans are racist. Why? Well, you've seen Skinner albums have the fucking General Lee on it, so obviously they're racist. Same with anybody who ever liked the show The Dukes of Hazzard. Fucking bigots. It's stupid, dude. It's bad. This is a bad faith.
Is Satan. They hate Jesus. They hate Christ. They hate goodness, and they hate truth. And guys, Satan is...
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck are these pictures? Bro! What the fuck is he even doing? These are so stupid. How does this dude have a fucking fan base? How does this dude have any sort of recognition on the internet? He's such an idiot. These are such weird jumps. Bro's like, A plus B equals you fucking are an evil satanic pedophile. What the fuck are you even talking about?
Gay as hell. He is a gay loser, but here's the thing. Jesus defeated him. Read the Bible. Satan is a loser, and he's gay, and Jesus crushed...
Oh my god. Satan is a loser and he's gay, but Jesus beat his ass, dude. I don't know, but like if you take the Bible, that's based and cool, and Jesus is an alpha giga chad, and Satan is a gay weirdo, you can beat Satan, and then Jesus beats Satan's ass. So that means we can beat this woke mindset, guys, if we just keep putting videos out.
His head in the garden. And finally, one day, Jesus is going to throw him and all of his followers into hell. So yeah, dude, Satan's a little punk. We've talked about how the video game is gonna follow the pattern of the Dialysis of Destiny. Look, I mean,
dude, she's not even ugly, bro. She's actually kind of cute. What the fuck are you talking about?
All you have to see is the short hair.
Her hair's not even that short, bro.
The no breasts.
No. Dude, do all bitches have to be fucking Pamela Anderson for the game to not be woke to you? Dude, here's a fucking shocking take. It's real. This is real, dude. Not all women have big tits. And just because they don't have big tits doesn't mean that they're not women. Oh, dude, oh my god, dude. Oh, the logic's so painful. Ooh, does it hurt? Does it hurt to be hit with logic, Andy Pants Gaming? Ooh.
The complete unattractiveness of this woman here, and I forgot the name.
She doesn't look that ugly. What the fuck is your problem, bro?
This character, but they're doing the same exact thing with the female character in the game. I guarantee you she saves Indiana Jones in the end. I guarantee you she's smarter than Indiana Jones. She's better than Indiana Jones, because it's not a masculine movie anymore, because feminists run everything now. And every woman wants to be a man now, and every man wants to be a woman now. And oh, it's all about me, and it's all about my feelings.
Bro, dude's fucking Evel Knievel with these jumps. This is wild, dude. This is actually wild video. I don't understand how he hasn't taken it down yet. This is just bad.
So these were a couple screenshots that I grabbed from the trailer. Whoever this main chick is, I keep forgetting her name, but she's got her bull dyke.
Bro could have easily Googled her fucking name at any point. Like, I'm bad about forgetting names, I understand that, but, like, if I'm going to go on a tirade about the character, I will stop the video and I will go and look up their name and then try to utilize their name, or at least the actress who played them.
Ugly feminist haircut here.
It ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean?
Ooh, whoa. The woman is teaching Indiana Jones a few things because she's the...
That was just a clever quip, dude. That's not even bad, dude. I thought that was a good quip when I saw the trailer.
She's the real alpha. She's the real Chad. Guys, this is exactly what's wrong with every...
Bro, your jumps are fucking garbage, bro. You're so bad at this.
Marriage, every relationship around these days. Not mine, of course. I love my wife, and my wife knows that I, as the man, I'm the head of the household.
Bro, look how tough you are, dude. You're the real Indiana Jones, Andy Pants. I'm sorry I ever took the time to make fun of you. You are too Chad for this world. You're honestly too Chad for YouTube. That means you should just stop making videos.
But it's this competition, man. It's women trying to be men. They're trying to lead like men, but they can't do it. Women are simply not designed to lead like men do.
Dude, the shit that he says... It's like, you would think I'm watching a bunch of different videos. Every time I react to him, it's like I'm watching 17 different videos, but he just kind of lumps it all together like it's one big talking point, but it's not. It's just a bunch of shit that he's throwing at the wall and trying to make it stick because it's all buzzwords and shit and like phrases that are like, oh, see, look, I cooked them because I put all the things in that make people mad because they hear these words and they spur out like losers.
Did you see that? Did you see how she saved him? He is not... Indiana Jones is not the hero of the story anymore. It's the woman. Yeah. Yeah. He's not the hero anymore. People have confirmed that you play as her for a large portion of the video game. She's the hero. She's the smarter one. She's the new Indiana Jones. She's the real Indiana Jones. Old guy Indiana Jones is just a husk of his former self. She's the real hero. I just want to...
You don't even play as old guy in the game. You're young. Like, I know that that's not like his grander argument, but it's just one thing that, again, because he's always consistently wrong. You don't even see that it's her that saves him in that scene. And so what? Like... dude, I'm pretty sure that in the original movies that a girl helped him and tried to save him a little bit too in those. Like, it's like, this is so bad.
Point out that it's an absolute mockery and it's absolute shame of what they've done to my boy Harrison Ford. You know, in Dial of Destiny, he completely got upstaged. He was completely made to look like a fool. You know, they just had to girl boss Indiana Jones. She's the cooler one. She's the smarter one. And Indiana Jones just plays second fiddle to a woman now. You would never see that in The Last Crusade, dude. He's a man. He's the hero. When men go to see... It was a male, masculine story of an alpha named Indiana Jones and the life that he led. And people simply can't handle the potency and the power of this kind of a man. So they hate it. So,
dude, what the fuck is he even saying? They can't handle the potency of the power of this man, dude. He just wants to suck Harrison Ford's dick, dude. I think Andy Pants might be gay. Like, not gonna lie, dude. I think he's secretly gay and he just, like, really likes men's penises. And he wants them on his forehead. I think that's what's happening here. And he's making it as a giant psyop to try to infiltrate all the straightest men he can find. They call themselves the straightest men he can find so that he can be super gay with them. Because this video is, like, kind of gay.
Thursday, the new Indiana Jones video game is coming out. I'm going to try to play it. And I'm going to try to review it and give my thoughts on it. But this is just... I wanted to give y'all one last...
He couldn't wait one fucking... He couldn't fucking wait one day, dude. He couldn't wait one day before giving his actual thoughts. No, I made this video before the game came out, so I obviously haven't played it. There's people saying it's based. It's not full of homo nonsense. I might give Microsoft $5 so I can play it on Game Pass and review it. Bro, like... Quit feeding the system. No need to buy propaganda. No need. We already know it's going to be a shitty woke fest. The game is fucking awesome. It doesn't have anything or any of the shit that you talked about in it. Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air and feels like feels right at home with the original trilogy. You mean to try it out and either delete this video once you made once you see what I mean, or make an apology or something, because rewatching this video now after the game is out is mad embarrassing, not gonna lie. Dude, Based, maybe you should play games before you shit on them. Just a thought. Exactly, dude. The game is safe. Zero nonsense. This is, for me, it's a game of the year contender. I think the game is actually good. And not so invested with DEI. We were waiting for an update after playing. Unsubscribed from you, unsubscribed from your hyped up money making channel. Your witch hunt approach and take on this game were so inaccurate and presumptuous. You operate under the principle that everything is woke, which isn't always the case. You slagged off a great game trying to destroy it, yet by your own admission, you also state that you made this video before the game came out and obviously haven't played it. What the fuck? For dumb shit like that is thumbs down for me, and I won't be clicking on any more of your money-making clickbait garbage money pants or Mandy pants. How embarrassing. You just expose yourself as a grifter. This game's incredible. Bro, he's getting cooked in this little section. So, all these these comments that came out 4 days ago, all are like definitely on his side. I mean, it was like before the game came out. It's like anybody who watched this video in the last couple days are like, yeah, dude, you were fucking wrong with this. This didn't age well. Exactly, dude. See, anything that was like a couple days old on these comments are actually cooking him, because the asshole was just kind of trying to grift it into. He wanted this game to be woke. He wanted it to be woke so he could say they were destroying all of your favorite IPs. They were trying to destroy everything you loved, and this is just like, at least make vids for the game after they release, dude. Yep, Machine somehow left the politics at the door, knocked the game clean out of the park, and recovered after all of its New Order, Old Bug, era swagger, and stomp in one go. I'm still reeling from the sucker punch with the biggest grin in my face, wondering what the deuce just happened. Why am I so pleasantly surprised? Exactly, dude. This is what happens when you rush something out and you try to, like, you're caught in this fucking hyper-political grift, is you secretly want everything to be shit. So you have something to talk about instead of just enjoying it for being fucking good. Instead of enjoying the fact that it brought the giggly schmoodle to the fucking market, you're over here mad because you weren't right in all of your fucking things. Because he now is going to play the fact that he's like, oh, dude, this is awesome. See, they finally get it. They're finally listening to us. And it's like, no, nobody was fucking listening to you. But if the game would have been shit and woke, you would have been able to make 75 videos on it. In your mind, you win either way. But I think this video was bad enough that you look like an asshole and lost. All of your weird correlations never fucking hit. So even, like, you were so behind the fact that this was 100% going to fail because of one gay guy talking about it at a developer direct, that you made yourself look like the biggest asshole here. You got cooked, bro. You got fucking cooked. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one.